What is going on, guys? So I'm very excited about this one because I finally got my Scuf controller. Last week was my birthday and my wife surprised me with one of these guys. What is this?
Surprise.
Wow, no way, a Scuf? I haven't opened it yet. We're gonna do it together, so let's get to it. So here it is, the Scuf Reflex. Alright, here it is, the moment of truth. Wow, you get this nice case. Pretty cool. Braided USB-C cable. Okay, now you get the booklets. Okay, this is just too much to read. I'll check this out later. 1-year warranty. I wonder if that includes stick drift. 1-year limited warranty. Okay, now here is the real moment of truth. So I figured these are the thumb caps. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's probably 2 thumb pads here. So let's see what this controller actually looks like. Wow. Wow. That's neat. So here are the back buttons. And we also have the clicky triggers. I'm really stoked to test out my new Scuf Reflex FPS controller. It's going to take me about 2 weeks to play with it and get used to it, figure out all the buttons, how it works, and then I'll be able to give a comprehensive review. So what I found out in the first day, this controller actually has drift. The right stick is pulling to the right. As you can see, I'm not moving the controller and the character is pulling to the right. Now to solve this, we can go to our settings and go to our Deadzone and set it up to around 4. This should solve the problem, but then I like to play with lower Deadzone because it's more sensitive. So now as we can see, it's steady. And if we put it back to 0, you see we still have that slight drift. I have a brand new PS5 controller here, so I just want to take it and do a test with the same settings to see if the new controller will drift or if this is just a faulty Scuf. So let's plug in our new controller here. We should be able to update it. So now it's just doing a quick update. So with the same settings on a new controller, let's see. So it's still pulling to the right. So I guess this is not a Scuf thing. I think these controllers just need to be played on Deadzone. It's slightly pulling to the right. Not as bad as the Scuf, but I still see it pulling to the right. So if we put this into 1, it looks like it went away. Right? Let's see. Let's keep this on this red line. I guess it's still slightly moving. Yeah, even on 1. So let's see how the Scuf does on 1 Deadzone. So the Scuf is drifting a lot more than the new controller. You see, I just plugged it in. Didn't even do anything. Let's put this on 2. Still going. Let's put this on 3. Okay, it looks like at 3 it stopped. I don't see it moving anymore. Maybe we put the new one on the same settings. The new one is good. So from my experiment here, it looks like the new the key point no drift is at 2, and a Scuf no drift is between 3 and 4. So I don't know, guys, is this normal for your Scuf? Did it drift when you first got it? If you have any experience on that, leave a comment, please. I'd like to hear.
So it's been a week since I got this thing and I've been playing with it. I know I said I'll be back in 2 weeks with a full review, but it just took me 1 week because I got adapted to this thing very quick. This controller hands down beats all the other Pro controllers I played with before. There's just something about it that screams quality, and you know you got a solid piece of gear in your hand. Now, will the Scuf fit on a standing charging station like this one? Let's find out. And it does. Fits nice and snug. The thumb caps are swappable. You get these 2 sets with the dome top in 2 different sizes. Now, I'm not a big fan of these. I prefer the ones that come with a Scuf. At first, I was a little bit hesitant and didn't think they would be good, but after playing with them, they're comfortable and help with precision and following targets. To swap out the joysticks, you have to open the trim up. You could use your nail or a prying tool. Once you lift it up, you are exposed with these thumb caps and you just pull them right out. Now these joysticks, something about them. They're firm, not like the regular DualSense ones that are kinda loose. The tightness really amps up the aiming game. I noticed that targets were way easier to track and the joysticks just had a different vibe. Slap on a control freak and tension ring and bam, your aiming game goes through the roof. I tried fitting a control freak on the dome ones, but no bueno. But the ones that were on the controller already, a perfect fit. Plug them back in, close the trim, and you're good to go. Mapping is simple and doesn't get easier than this. You have 3 different profile options. Once you decide which profile you want by the color of the icon, hold it for a few seconds once it starts to blink. Push the paddle and the button you want to map. Once it turns white, it's mapped. Continue with the rest of the buttons and hold the profile button once you're done. I reached out to Scuf regarding the drift issue and they got back to me in a few days. The response included a link with instructions on how to address the drifting issue, basically opening the trim, unplug the thumbsticks and give it a good blow with compressed air. They also mentioned the Deadzone, that some games will require Deadzone, I guess, such as Warzone, and that the axis is not centered. This thumbstick displacement is not unusual, even for the first party controllers, which is true because we tested that and we saw that the original brand new controller also drifted. This area is sometimes referred to as Deadzone and involves subtle movement of the thumbsticks. Blah 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 blah, and then it goes on to saying games with smaller dead zones in their default settings such as Fortnite, Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone may cause more controller to display drift in a game. So I'm just going to take it for what it is and keep the controller and play with 2 to 3 dead zone and cross my fingers it won't get worse. The controller is a little more on the expensive side. If you add the tax and the shipping, it comes around $280. That's why I haven't gotten one until now. I have a lot of different Pro controllers I use, I was satisfied with, so I just did not see spending that money for another controller. At one point I actually reached out to Scuf, asking for a controller so I could review it, and their reply was, unfortunately we are not bringing on any new influencer at this time with your size and reach. In that case, can you do me a favor? Can you hit the subscribe button so I could get up to the big players and at some point work with Scuf? Overall, controller is great. Really don't have anything bad to say about it. The comfort, the buttons, the layout, the smoothness, everything is great. I can't wait to get back and start playing with it again. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.